Hello and welcome to this week's Stamping and Creating session. My name is Fiona Whitten. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Wokingham, Berkshire, here in the UK. And this week, my Stamping and Creating session, I'm going to share with you how to make this fun fold card. Now, if you just bear with me for 1 second whilst I make sure that this is actually going out live. I hope it is. I think it is. It looks like it. Right, good. Yep. So this is the fun fold card that actually I made this for Monday's Acorns Craft and Chat. And then I talked them through how to make it. So this is the one that I made as the sample, and then this one here is the one that I actually made with them following along. So this is the one of the online exclusives. So it's the Latte Love stamp set, along with I think it's a whole lot of latte. I want to say paper. No, a little latte, 12 by 12 paper. So you won't find this in any catalogue, but you will find it in my online store. So this was the fun fold. So there's little, it's like a card within a card. So when it stands up, it will stand up quite neatly like that. And then when you close it, you simply lift up the flap and then close it. So this is mainly designer series paper. So even these mugs are designer series paper, and the nice thing is there's actually a die as well. So as well as having the stamp set, there are dies that you can use to cut out some of the paper. So this will cut out the paper, and it will obviously cut out the corresponding stamped image too. And this is what all the dies look like. So there's all sorts of things. There's spoons, there's a cafetiere, percolator, mug, different cups. I'm guessing that's a canister, or it could even be for doing a coffee to go inside the cafetiere. This is a handle for this, I want to say, and maybe even that one. Not too sure. I've not played with those bits. But anyway, it's a really versatile, great stamp set. And dies which you can get individually or as a bundle. As I said, it's in the online store only, not in a catalogue. So that was the first one that I sort of took as made as my sample, and then this is again using different paper, but from the same paper pack, and then just actually just doing something slightly different. This embossed piece here is the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder, just so you know what that is. This stamp is actually this hello there, let's catch up. So I just used a piece of washi tape to blank off that bit of the sentiment because I didn't want that. So if you put that onto your block, use some washi tape to cover that up, ink up, and then remove the washi tape. Do not stamp with the washi tape on there, otherwise you'll make an almighty mess. But so long as you actually remove the washi tape and then stamp, you will not get the line of words that the single word that the washi tape was covering up. So that's how I did that one. And then obviously this one is this one. This one's on me. And these little things here are some of the embellishments which I thought I had, but anyway, I digress. So that was what I used on Monday to create these cards, and as I said, I'm going to use something different today. So in fact, I'm actually going to use the Thoughtful Expressions bundle. So this is the bundle. So there's the Thoughtful Expressions die set, which you will find in the January to April catalogue. Oh, sorry, there's a bit of a, I'm not quite sure where that's coming from. Well, I think it must be from my ring light. So sorry about that sort of ring of light there. So we used this on Saturday for a class. So that's the stamp set. And then the dies. Not only do we have dies that will cut out these 4 images, but there's some rather gorgeous dies that will create your focal point, which are these. So we have 4 rectangles and 2, 4, 5, 6 circles. So they're kind of fancy. So they cut, and then they'll also add these little dots around the edge as well. So then we've also got, in addition to the bits of onto those 4 dies for the stamp set, and then we also have 4 more dies. So we've got this flower, leaves, and more leaves, that these little flowers as well that you could also use. So as I said, use these on Saturday at the all-day class. The Thoughtful Expressions stamp set is actually carrying over, but the dies are not. So these will be going on sale on the 9th of April, and I believe they're actually being discounted as well. So, which means they're probably not going to last very long come the 9th of April. So if you want these, I would suggest that soon as the sale goes live on the 9th, or here in the UK it goes live at 11 p.m. on the 8th, because that is midnight in Europe. But anyway, so this is the catalogue. So this is the actual stamp set, and so these are the dies. We've got some little champagne dots as well. And also this rather gorgeous paper, which everybody got half a pack of at the class. So I'm going to use the paper, and I've picked out these 2. So we've got Moody Mauve with some basic white, and this has also got some little bit of bubble bath in. I'm not quite sure which bits of that I'm going to use at the moment, but all I need at the moment is I'm going to use the Moody Mauve cardstock, and I need some basic white cardstock. This is a very simple card to make, and it would be even simpler if I actually had my trimmer, which is not very clever, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. I just need to reach it from where I'd left it. I thought I had brought it over, but obviously not. So to make the card, you're going to start off with, or here in the UK we have A4. So on the long side, you're going to cut it in half at 14.9, 14.85, like so. And then you're simply going to turn it, and on the long side again, you're going to score it in half at 10.5. So this is just a basic A6 card front, like so. So that's that bit. And then you're also going to make, if I have to remember what this is, and it's 7 centimetres by, so I have to go and check it. Should have done that beforehand. I have it all written down. So it's 7 by 21. Should be 7. Yep, good. So that should be 21 centimetres. Yeah. So the second bit, so this little bit of this card here that has the score at the top is going to be 7 centimetres by 21, and then again you're going to score it on the long side at 10.5. Remember, on the Stampin' trimmers, the grey is the scoring blade, the light grey, and the dark grey is the cutting blade. So you don't want to be cutting through that, you just want to be scoring it. Okay, so the next thing I need to get is some paper. Now I'm going to use this for the main card front. And this I need to cut at 10 centimetres wide by 14.4 tall. So this will go onto the card front like that. Don't need that for the moment. And then the other piece of card that I need is a piece of basic white. So I just want a panel to go on the inside of the card. So I'm going to cut this in half, because then I know I've always got half a piece to use in the future. So on the inside I need to cut a piece that will be exactly the same size as that piece of double-sided paper. So it's 10 by 14.4, like so. So I've now got my base card, my insert piece of basic white, and my paper to go on the front. So that's basically all that's creating for that for the moment. Then I want to create the front for this. Now I need two pieces of basic white, one to go on the inside and one to go on the outside. So these are exactly the same sizes. So I want to trim this down to 10 centimetres, because it is 10.5 tall, so I need it to be 10 tall. And then I need to cut two pieces which are 6.5 centimetres, because the little card is 7 centimetres wide. So I always do it so that it's a 0.5 centimetre smaller, so that I get this nice border around, like so. So and that piece will fit on there like that in a minute. So that's that. And then I also need, now on this card and the other card, I actually used a piece of cardstock that I had embossed, but I'm actually going to use paper again, but you're not going to see that much on here, so I'm going to use this paper. So I need this to be 6 wide by 9.5 centimetres tall. Like so. So that will go on there like that. Now I could put some more paper on the inside of this, or I could stamp. This is the bit that you can write on. So I think I'm just going to put a little piece along the bottom there. So again, I want it to be, let's see, but I want it to go right across. So I'm actually going to need this piece, I think, because I want it to go that way. Let's see, it needs to be 1.5 centimetres wide or tall, like that. And it was 6.5 wide. So that bit should fit neatly on here. And by sheer fluke, my paper seems to be perfect with this point in the middle, so that is a fluke. So those are those little bits there. So we can start now by gluing these together. I'm going to concentrate on the larger card first. I'll just put that trimmer out the way where it's not going to fall on the floor. So put it here. And grab some glue. Actually, I've got a new one here, so that's going to be better to do that. So I need to, first of all, I need to put this piece of double-sided paper onto the card front. This is a brand new pot. Oh, there we go. So this just goes on here. That's going to go on here, like so. Okay. Try and get it in the middle. Probably just as well I had a little bit too much glue on there, because it means I've been able to move it around. a bit. So that's that. We want the basic white to go on the inside here. Like so. Okay, and now we need to do our last bit of cutting with the trimmer. And what we're going to do is we're going to open, I have the cards with the card front facing us, and we're actually going to cut through both the paper and the cardstock and cut from the top left corner where the score line is to the bottom right corner. So I'm just going to get my trimmer again. Now you can, if you want, just use a ruler and a pencil and then cut it. But I actually just prefer to simply use my trimmer. So as long as you line up, let's see if I can get it so that you can actually see it. So that this bottom point is in the center of the track. And then also that score line up there is in the center of the track. Then you should get a perfect diagonal cut. Like so. And then don't start cutting from this point, because the blade will just hit it and it won't give a nice clean point there. So just start at the top there and just bring the blade all the way down. So as you can see, I've just got a nice diagonal now that has been cut into the card, so that when you close it, it will look like this. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to adhere this to the inside piece, so that when you open the card, it will look like that. So that's the next thing to do. So I'll get my glue again. I'm going to put the glue onto the piece that we need to put onto the basic white. Now you could just leave the card open and line it up with the top and the right edge, but I prefer to actually have the card open, closed, sorry, so that I can actually then line up the paper exactly with the other piece. So from a distance it doesn't look as if it's actually been cut, but obviously when you open it you will see that it has been. So just make sure that that's all down nice and neat. Double check your edges. So that now is really the base card done. Now turning to this little one that's going to go on the front, I'm going to glue the inside piece, or glue this onto the inside piece first. Like so. I might have cut it just a little bit too short. Too narrow. That's going to go in here, on here, like that. Now the front, try and get that even. So I'm going to adhere this piece of paper onto the basic white. I don't think it actually matters which way up it is. So like that. That That's then going to get glued to the little card front. Like so. And then this is going to get glued so that it is central on the inside, so that when you fold that up, close the card and fold that down again, you've then got a card that will look like that. Although I think you might need to sort of move things around a little bit. But the plan is to have it central on that back, on what would have been the inside of the card. So again, I'm just going to use glue. If you've got tear tape, that's fine, you can use that. But I prefer not to, simply because I've got wiggle room then to actually add this. But hey, it's whatever is easiest for you, whatever your adhesive of choice is. Looks pretty even to me. Now I realise, I hope that this corner is not on this line, but that's because this is the size that I chose to make it. But when it's closed, I think it looks fine. So then the last thing we need to do is actually create a focal point to go on here. And for that, I'm going to use the stamp set and the dies. So the dies, I thought I could use, oops. I was going to use that one, then realize actually it's just too big. So if I use the next size down, so what I've taken is not the largest, but the next size down in the rectangular. And I'm going to die cut a piece of, let's see, I think I might make it Moody Mauve, which is, or I could even make it Bubble Bath and have that on there. And then I'm also going to stamp and colour the floral image. So I'll need those two. Let's just move those out of the way. Now I need a piece of basic white to stamp on, because that's what I will need for the image. And also put that in. And so I'm just simply going to cut this piece of basic white in half, at 10.5. Although I don't think that's actually going to go through. Maybe I'll make it 8. Because I've only got my mini machine here. Now, if I put that on here, I can certainly cut that out. Will I get that out? Yes, that's good. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp. So then and then I can run both dies through the machine at the same time. So that's my plan. So I'm going to use this image from the Thoughtful Expressions stamp set. Like so. I need a block. So that's that. I need some Memento ink, because I'm going to colour with the Stampin' blends, which are alcohol markers. So that means that I need to make sure that the ink that I used for the outline image is not of the same sort. So this is water-based, Memento's water-based. So that's going to go on here. Like so. So that's my image. This does not have a magnetic plate, so I'm going to have to use a little bit of washi tape to hold this. Oops, let's one very bent plate. Some washi tape. There we go. So there's my image. There's my die. Make sure it's the right way round. Just need to catch it with a bit of washi tape, like so, and then I'm going to cut a piece of basic white as well. At least I will when I have picked up the dies. I'm little butterfingers today. So this piece can go up here, like that. Don't really want to be cutting the washi tape out, but and then that can go through the machine. So I hope the table doesn't start shaking. Now I know I said I was going to use some bubblegum pink for this piece, and I will just cut that one out, and then I'll cut a piece of bubblegum pink, bubble bath out as well, and then I'll decide as to which of the two I prefer to use. So I have some scrap bubble bath. I know I have because I brought it all over with me. Well, I've got bubble bath and I've also got Moody Mauve. So here we go. So it's quite a bright pink. That's not going to be big enough. That fit through. Oh, just. But that's okay. Actually, I might trim it down just a bit, just to be sure. That way I know it'll go through no problem. So let's put this through as well. Why is it not going? Probably because... So sometimes, well, quite often, what you want to do is when you're making your sandwich is that you don't want the plates directly on top of each other. If you offset them slightly, so this is not as long as the bottom plate, then it will grip straight away, and then it'll be a lot easier to run through. So that's my pet piece of die cut bubble bath. Die goes to one side. So I have, oops, this has all gone completely awry. So this is my card. We can put that on the top, and then we're going to put, or I'm going to put the flower on sort of like that. So I need to colour the flower. So as I said, I've got my, or I could just put it on the white. I'll wait till I've coloured and then I'll figure out which one I prefer. So I've got my flower. I've got my bubble bath Stampin' blends. I've got my Moody Mauve Stampin' blends. I've also got Mossy Meadow, and I've also got I've got the wild wheat, but or you could use wild wheat, or you could use lemon lolly, but I think I'm actually going to use the wild wheat to create the centres. Like so. I think I'll leave the dark for the moment. And then I'm going to colour the flowers with bubble bath. So I'm just starting with the light. I'm just going to do 3 leaves at a time because I want to make sure that I'm actually able to blend. Just want to make sure I've got the dark here. Because being alcohol markers, it will dry pretty quickly. So working in a smaller area is better. Avoids it drying out completely. I might put a bit more dark on. Certainly on the centre there, because that's already wet. That sort of will blend quite nicely. And then do the other two leaves. I do find using the nib end, the small nib end rather than the brush end, you seem to get a darker colour for some reason, whether it's because it's all concentrated in one space rather than all being through the larger brush end. I don't know, but anyway, so that's that. Just do 3 again. Could use Moody Mauve. I think it might be a bit too overpowering with this. It's nice to have the bubble bath, and then it actually picks out the bubble bath on the card front. And you'll see that it does actually go through, which is why when I'm talking to people about doing envelopes, I always say make sure that you've got something inside the envelope where you're actually colouring so that it doesn't go right through to the back. Right, we've got some leaves to do. And I think I'm just going to be a little bit different. So these smaller ones I'm going to do in a light Moody Mauve. Like so. And then the larger ones I'm going to do in Mossy Meadow. I'm going to use the finer end because it's not coming out too well on the other end. This one I'm not too worried about it drying. There's such small areas. Put a little bit of the dark on as well, just to highlight. The nice thing is that the image, the stamped image, actually sort of gives you an idea where to actually colour the darker colours. Which, for someone like me, I'm not very artistic when it comes to drawing or painting, anything like that, makes my life so much simpler. There we go. So I think that's that. I'm thinking maybe a bit of Wink of Stella as well. So let's get that out. And I'm not sure where. I'm just going to put it on these leaves, I think. And maybe, what the heck, let's just go for it. I'm not going to put it on the Mossy Meadow leaves. not going to cover everything. Another thing I was going to do was I was going to highlight some of these dots in the darker wheat. There we go. So that is my stamped and coloured focal point with a bit of Wink of Stella on it. Now I could actually put some of the champagne dots on, but I think I'll wait until I've actually got this on the card. So that's with the white. Like so, or with the bubble bath, which I actually think might be a bit too, I don't know, too over the top. I think I might just keep it with the white. I mean, I could put a Moody Mauve one on as an alternative, but I think if you're having the white, then that gives a nice contrast to the flower, and the flower then picks up the colours in this paper. So that's what I'm going to do. Right then, so dimensional time. We can go completely mad with these now. And let's find out, I've got edges, so I'm going to use these up. Because let's face it, we have to use all of this up. Waste not, want not, and all that. So you just get a pair of paper snips basically and just go around the edge and cut. And yes, some of them are very thin because I've actually cut other pieces off to go on thinner pieces of on images and things. So I'm just going to go around, around the edge. There's a bit there that I can use. Don't really want to let that go to waste. So put that one there and put one in the middle, like so. I'm not going to put a sentiment on this one. I don't think it needs it, but hey. Let's see what it looks like. I don't think there's really room to put a sentiment. So that's going to go on here like that. And this, I mean, I could put it that way. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it that way so it stays within the frame. Sometimes it's nice to have it overhanging, but I think this time I'll just keep it within the frame. See, these little weird shapes are quite handy to get into funny little spaces on an image. I think a bit here and a bit there, that'll do. Oops. So that then, I want to go that way or that way. No, I think I want it that way. Like so. So there we go. There is my finished card. So as I said, it's really quite easy. So A4, paper on the front, cut it on a diagonal, piece of basic white on the inside, stick the piece that's been cut off on, and then create a small card with a flap and put it all together. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this, although I just noticed that this little card is on a bit of a wonk, but hey, what the heck. So that was the Thoughtful Expressions, and then this is the one that I said I made earlier in the week for the acorns thing. So you can see the two side by side. Exactly the same design, just different paper, different stamps. and you can go mad with this design. You can do all sorts of things with it, you know, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings. It's a nice, simple, quick one. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. Next week's card and a cuppa. Don't forget the last chance list is out. It's up on Facebook. I need to put it up on my blog. And the sale. So at the moment, it's the list. I think the list is actually online. In that, if you go into the online store, it will tell you if it's retiring soon. But what it doesn't tell you is that come 9th of May, 9th of April, things will be on sale, and there are quite a lot of things on sale. So there will be some good bargains to be had. I will be putting in an order on the 9th. So if there's anything that you would like, then let me know, no later than noon on the 8th. That's for those of you in the UK. If you're just wanting to go and shop online, then you can find my online store, oakvillecrafts.stampinup.net. And then from there, you just be able to click on the last chance and order the bits and pieces that you want. So have a good week, and I will see you next week for the virtual card and a cuppa. Take care. Bye.